Start. This writ application under Article 32 of the Constitution of India has been filed by a member of Lok Sabha challenging the validity of the proceedings in the Lok Sabha on the ground that the President has not addressed both houses of Parliament as envisaged under Article 87 of the Constitution. The prayer in the writ petition is to issue appropriate writ or direction or order declaring that the session of the Lok Sabha hold is the first session in the year 2004 and the proceedings of the Lok Sabha pursuant to the notice unconstitutional, illegal, null and void. The case set up the petitioner is that the session was the first session of the Lok Sabha in the year 2004 and there was no address by the President informing the Parliament the cause of its summons as provided for and required under Article 87 of the Constitution of India. The contention of the petitioner was that the first session means the session which is held first in point of time in a given year. According to him, the session was the first session of the House of the year 2004. The sittings thereafter continued up to 5th February 2004. There is no dispute before us that the 14th session of the 13th Lok Sabha commenced on 2nd December 2003 and was adjourned sine die on 23rd December 2003. Thereafter, the 20th January 2004, the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, by way of a notice, informed all the members of the 13th Lok Sabha duly stating that under Rule 15 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, the Speaker had directed that the Lok Sabha, which was adjourned sine die on 23rd December 2003, will resume its sittings on 29th January 2004. Land Council for the petitioner submitted that in terms of mandatory requirement as provided for in Article 87 of the Constitution of India, the President has to address both houses of Parliament at the commencement of the session every year and inform the Parliament of the causes of its summons. It was submitted that the commencement of the first session of each year has to be with reference to the first session only. The contention was that the sittings of the Lok Sabha from 29th January 2004 were unconstitutional or it could not have been assembled at all in the absence of special address of both the houses of parliament by the president. The House of People could have assembled only after the special address by the president. The Land Attorney General submitted that in the instant case the winter session of parliament had commenced on 2nd December 2003. The House resumed sitting of that adjourned session in pursuance of the notice of the Secretary General under Rule 15 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha. It was submitted that the sitting commenced on 29 January 2004 was not the commencement of a new session but was a continuation of winter session which was adjourned on 23rd December 2003. The Land Attorney General further submitted that the word first session of the year in Article 87 cannot refer to the resumption of the adjourned session. It must refer to a new session. It was submitted that the distinction in procedure between the resumption of an adjourned session and summoning of a new session may have to be borne in mind for the purpose of interpretation of Article 87 of the Constitution of India. The submission was that for the resumption of an adjourned session, the Speaker, under Rule 15 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, directs issuance of a notice informing the members of the next sitting of the session. But if the House is pro, pro, produced, it is only the president who can summon the next session of the parliament. It was submitted that in the present case, Article 87 has no application as the winter session was only resumed on 23rd January 2024 and no new session was summoned. In dealing with these contentions, we shall follow the sequence of events and examine the constitutionality of each happening that would clearly demonstrate that the matter lies in a narrow compass than what has been made to appear. In the United Kingdom, the Queen and two houses of Parliament constitutes the legislature so that the Queen is an integral part of the legislatures. In India, the same model has been adopted. Article 79 of the Constitution provides that there shall be a parliament for the union which consists of the president and the two houses to be known respectively. Stop.